Okay, so I'm going to start looking at arrays, and what arrays are a way of storing multiple values in a single variable, right? So it's not always when you're writing a program when you know how many values you might want to store, right? And it's not efficient to say we declare, let's say, 50 variables. I have a1, a2, a3, a4, etc., etc. This is not an efficient way of doing it, right? Because I can say this is equal to 10, this is equal to 50, this is equal to 22, this is equal to etc., etc. But during runtime, I want to know how many I want to have, right? So what arrays are basically a way of us having a flexible list which we can put values in there, right? In most programming languages they are fixed, then in others they can be somehow dynamic, right? So in this case, say the way you declare an array is as follows. That's equal to, then square braces, then you put your values in here, right? It's more like you're creating a set. So you're going to have 0, 2, 5, 3, negative 10, you can have 66 there, etc., etc., 70. So we can have all these individual values in there, right? We can have these values in our array. Now, what do we do? Well, how do we actually get these values? Well, there's a thing called array indexing, where we start the first element at index 0. So we count starting from 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, right? So this is how you index values inside of an array. So if you wanted to get, let's say, the value at this one, right, we'd say b is equal to a at 2, like that, right? A at 2. So if we say this, conversely, what we're implying is that a is equal to the value at index 2. In this case, 0, 1, 2. B would equal 5. So this is how you work with arrays, and then we're going to obviously use these in a lot of different situations, right? I'm not even erasing that. Okay, so after this, what are we going to look at? Well, we're going to look at now the useful, I can say, functions or ways we can control our program, right? So we're going to look at control flow, right? So say for instance we have our value a being equal to 5, and then we have b there being equal to something like 7, right? Then what we have, first of all, we're going to look at if statements. And what these guys do is basically they give us a way to control what will happen if a certain condition has been met. For instance, we can say if, right, if a is greater than 5, then, so this is how you do it, then we can do something, then we can end our if statement here. So we say end if, right? So what do we mean here? We say if a is greater than 5, then run this code here, right? Then run this code here. This is what we do. Then what if we wanted to run something else, given that this is false, right? Well, this is why we have our else if. So we can say if a is greater than 5, then do something else. You can have else, we do something else in here, then we end our if. Okay. So this is, if this is false, then we're going to run this over here. So this is how you make a simple if and else block in algorithms in this pseudocode of ours.